Good morning, YouTube. I hope you're doing well on this fine January 5th. It's a Friday. Hopefully everybody's got some fun plans this weekend. I know just being the first weekend after the holidays, I've got plans to kind of slow down and just kind of relax a little bit. Maybe do a little bit of cleaning around the house. With the holidays, I know there's a lot of hustle and bustle, at least there is in our family. We're always going from family to family and not a lot of downtime. And so looking forward to that a little bit. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of time to relax. So anyway, just wanted to bring you another video on what I'm grateful for here today. The thought came to my mind that I wanted to talk specifically about something that affected me a little bit last year around this very time, and that was a little bit of negativity that was impacting my life. I wasn't extremely happy with, certain parts of my life and certain situations, and there were some things out of my control that were causing a little bit of negativity. And so, New Year 2017, I was evaluating, my situation and what things that I can change and at the time there wasn't really a lot I could do about the negativity, and so there was other ways that I could solve that by making drastic changes on my side. And so I was evaluating all of that, and I was reminded of a really good book that we actually read as a group in 2016, and it's called the Happiness Advantage. And the Happiness Advantage has made a pretty big impact in my life. Whenever I'm kind of going through some of those funks, I know I can reflect back on what I can control, and how I can choose to be happy. And if you haven't read it, it's a fantastic book. Pick it up. It's a pretty smooth read. I actually enjoyed it on Audible. I get most of my books on Audible and read in Audible, or listen in Audible, because I have a long commute and I listen to books on my way to and from home, and it doesn't fill up my bookshelves either. So I actually have this book in print as well, because we did read it as kind of a book club at work, and it sits on my desk to remind me every day of what I have control of. So anyway, fascinating book. I would highly recommend it. And it was really able to help me at a really important time in my life last year. And so I flipped that book on and started reading back and forth from work, and just kind of re-energize myself with what I do have control of, and one thing I do have control of every day is my happiness. And so I'm grateful for my happiness. I'm grateful that naturally I'm a glass half full type person. That's not to say that I can't flip, because absolutely I can. We're all human, and we all have bad days for sure, and so at at the time, I was kind of going through that a little bit, but, you know, I was quickly pulled out of that with listening to the Happiness Advantage. So today, I'm grateful for happiness. I'm grateful that I'm able to utilize things like this book, The Happiness Advantage, to be able to help inspire myself. And you know, at the time, I started to not only read The Happiness Advantage, but I also started to listen to a few more TED Talks. I got through quite a few TED Talks last year, and enjoyed the TED Talks that I've come across. There's another book that another series that I was given by actually one of the founders. It's called How I Built That, or How I Built This. I can't remember. I always confuse the two. It's a podcast done by NPR. It's fantastic if you haven't had a chance to enjoy it. But you can jump into the podcast in on your iPhone in Apple and subscribe to it. And it's great. There's a bunch of really good ones on there. And as far as like inspiration, I'd highly encourage you to go and listen to those things that are fascinating on how these mega businesses and empires were built, and by some pretty powerful people. So, or not necessarily powerful people, but people that, you know, they probably honed the Happiness Advantage. They were happy people, probably most of them by nature, and they were dedicated, and they were resilient, and, you know, put a ton of time and effort into, you know, building their business. So anyway, this is excuse me, this has been a lot longer video than I was looking for today, but I just wanted to talk about happiness and how I have the ability to control my own happiness, and by doing that, I can choose to be happy. And you know, there's things in the book. The book talks about ways that you can increase that happiness. One of those is serving people. I had the opportunity to do something yesterday which made, you know, in turn it set my day and helps me have a really good outlook on my day yesterday. And today's Friday, so who can't be happy about Friday? And but anyway, choose to be happy. Pick up the book, The Happiness Advantage, if you haven't. It's a great read. I'd highly encourage you to go through it. So have a great day, have a great weekend, and as always, ride for the brand.